Morning all, Chris here from Baker Pringle, Chartered Management Accountants. So last night, the Chancellor announced some more measures for self-employed people, which has been a long time coming. Now, it's a great package if you qualify. So I thought we'd just go through what was announced and then what you need to do next. Okay, so a brief overview, the scheme will allow you to claim a taxable grant worth 80% of your trading profit up to a maximum of 2,500 a month for the next 3 months, and it may be extended. So in order to qualify, you must have submitted your 2018-19 tax return. So these are the ones that were due by the end of January this year. If you haven't filed it yet and you're self-employed, you've got 4 weeks as of yesterday to get that filed. So I urge you to do that ASAP, not only because there's some horrible penalties if you don't get it filed, but also you'll completely miss out on any of this help. You also needed to have traded during the 1920 tax year and continue or intend to trade in the tax year that's about to start. Okay, or if it wasn't for the COVID-19, you would be trading. Okay, and also the other thing is to note is that you have lost profits due to this. So if you're in one of the few industries that's actually booming at the moment, then you wouldn't qualify for this. So a few other caveats. Your self-employed trading profit can't be over £50,000. So that's at the higher rate tax bracket. So if you have self-employed profits and you're paying higher rate tax for, or it's over 50,000, you will not get this grant. And I believe that it's an average of the last 3 years. Okay, so what will you get? So if you've been self-employed for 3 or 4 years, so basically from the 16-17 tax year onwards, then it will be an average of your trading profit for those 3 years. If you've been trading for less time, it will be over however many periods. But you've got to note that if you started trading after the 5th of April 2019, so within the 1920 tax year we're currently in, you're outside the scheme, and unfortunately there's no grant available for your profits you've incurred in pretty much the last year. So to work out what you're going to get, take those 3 tax years, add up your trading profit, divide it by 3. If it's more than £2,500, then you'll be capped at £2,500. If it's less than that, then 80%, obviously, you'll get 80% of that. So this is going to be paid in one instalment in June. Now, you don't need at the moment to do anything. HMRC will contact anybody who's eligible and say how to apply. There'll be a portal on the HMRC website, so you'll probably receive a letter at some point in 2 and a bit months' time, telling you what you need to do. They already have the information, so anybody who thinks they're going to be clever and resubmit a 2019 tax return, they've already said that it's going to be based on information already submitted. So not only is that morally wrong, but they would ignore it anyway. Okay, so once HMRC has received your claim, after you've received your letter, they will tell you how much you'll get, and you need to provide them your payment details. They pay it into your bank. So that's pretty much covers it. Now there are a few holes in this. So like I said, people who have started trading since April last year, so during this tax year, unfortunately, there is no mechanism to give you anything. I think the main reason for this is due to fraud. So what's stopping people putting in massive profits or insufficient profits to get to £2,500 a month by doing their 1920 tax return in the next couple of weeks. So I think that's the main reason they've done it, and also it's just completely open for abuse. So unfortunately, if you fall in that category, this particular coronavirus self-employment income support scheme is not going to be applicable. The other people it's not applicable for, I've already had quite a few messages for people that are sole director limited companies who typically get paid by a relatively small salary and take the rest as dividends. Again, this scheme is not particular scheme is not applicable to you. This is purely for self-employed or members of a partnership. So not a limited partnership, not a limited liability partnership, just a general bog standard partnership. So other things, if you are self-employed and don't and fall outside of what you could get here because either your profit's over 50k or you started trading within the last 12 months, there is other things that you get. There's universal credit you can apply for. Again, there's various criteria for that depending on levels of savings and household income and things. So it's up to it's up to the individual to see if they get that. They have also said that the coronavirus business interruption loan schemes is available for sole traders as well. So again, if you've started in the last year, you can apply for some interest-free loans to try and get you through this difficult period. But it is a loan; it still will need paying back. Deferral of the self-assessment tax during July, but if this is your first year of doing a tax return for the 1920 year, then you won't actually have to make an on-account payment in July anyway, so it's not really relevant. So again, a great scheme for people that qualify. I think there's probably a large proportion of people that do. But again, there's as with all of these grants and help that's been put in place, there is people that unfortunately fall through the net. So if you think you're in that category, give us a call and we will try and clients, that is, we will try and guide you through what help we can do, what we can do to maybe help streamline your business or do some budgeting, cash flow forecasting to try and get you through until you're able to start work again. So that's it for now. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments box below, and we'll get back to people as soon as we can. Thanks for now.